Welcome to another Photoshop tutorial from tutorvid.com. This tutorial is going to go over the basics of using text in Photoshop. So to use text in Photoshop, press the T button or go over here and click on the text. Now when you go over your image, you should have this little text icon. So to start typing into text, you can just click on your image and that'll set you up a cursor. Or you can also alternatively create a text box by clicking and dragging, and that will define the area where text goes. Your text options are at the top, or if you click text over here, it'll bring up the options on the sidebar. But using them on the top here, this here is the font, just like any font picker in any other program. And then if you want bold or regular, it's fairly self-explanatory. If I press this button, it makes the text vertical instead of horizontal, like now. And this button here is the method used for anti-aliasing. So basically, the way it's going to make it not jaggy on the edges. You can just test different ones depending on the font. A different method is maybe better. Just pick one that looks good. And then here, if you're using a text box like I am now, is where the alignment is. If you just had a single word like this, these won't really do much because you don't have a text box to align it in. This button here is the color of the text. You can, just like the color picker, you can pick any color you want. And then the text starting from now will be that color. If you want to change text that's already on the screen, you'll have to select it and then pick the new color you want. This button here lets you warp your text. And there's a bunch of options there. And this button here brings up this here side text options, which basically repeat what's up here with a few other options. And a couple of things when using text, if you go outside of your text area, you'll see you get an arrow cursor, and then you can move your text around the screen. And if you move the cursor on top of the text, you'll get a cursor so you can edit the text. And then when you're done typing your text, go up here and press the accept or regret button. So if I accept it. Now, if I want to move the text around, I'll need the move tool. If I want to re-edit this text, I just press the T button and move the cursor over the text and click, and it'll start editing this text. And if I want to change the size of the text, I can also press Ctrl T when I'm on the text layer. And now you can see I have my handlebars on the side, so I can just click and drag and make this text bigger. And one last little text tip is if you select your text and want to change the size, instead of picking the size from over here, you can just click here and drag, and that'll change the text a little quicker. And that should be enough to get you started. If you want to download an HD version of this tutorial or check out more tutorials, head over to tutorvid.com.